friends all gather round, there's something I would say. What brings us together here has blessed us all today. Love has made a circle that holds us all inside, where strangers are his family and loneliness can't hide. You must give yourself to love if love is what you're after. Open up your hearts to tears and laughter and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. I've walked these mountains in the rain. I've learned to love the wind. I've been up before the sunrise to watch the day begin. I always knew I'd find you, but I never did know how. Like sunshine on a cloudy day, you stand before me now. You must give yourself to love if love is what you're after. Open up your hearts to tears and laughter and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Love is born in fire. It's planted like a seed. Love can't give you everything, but it gives you what you need. Love comes when you're ready. Love comes when you're afraid. It will be your greatest teacher and the best friend you have made. You must give yourself to love if love is what you're after. Open up your hearts to the tears and laughter and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Thank you so much. And since we are celebrating women this month, that was a song written by the late, great Kate Wolf, who we lost several decades ago to leukemia, but her songs, particularly that one, lives on. So glad to be invited back to this wonderful community. I was just telling somebody before that first time I ever played for this group, they didn't even have a place. It was in a high school or something over in Brighton. Well, my name is Matt Watroba. I'll be here all for the whole ceremony, of course. And if you would like to make me happy and thank me for being here, you can do that by singing with me. They asked me if I had a welcoming song. I can't imagine one better than this. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days, hallelujah. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. You know, I taught high school for 13 years in the Plymouth Canton School District, so I can say with authority that that was about a C-. Let's see if we can bump it up to a B+ here. Ready? I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. Oh, I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. I'm gonna taste that milk and honey. Oh, I'm gonna taste that milk and honey one of these. Hallelujah. I'm gonna taste that milk and honey. I'm gonna taste that milk and honey one of these days. I should mention, because I'm gonna be having you sing a lot today, that I don't care how good you sound. That doesn't matter to me one bit. What matters to me is that you get the benefits, the scientific benefits, from letting your voice box vibrate through your body and stimulate that part in your brain that makes you feel better when you sing. And it really happens. Try it. I'm going to sit at the welcome table. Oh, I'm going to sit at the welcome table one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm going to sit at the welcome table. I'm going to sit at the welcome table one of these days. Same chords, different song. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. You sing that song, I'll do the other one. This little light at the welcome table. Oh, I'm going to sit at the welcome table one of these. Hallelujah. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Again, watch me. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Good start. This is a good group. How you guys doing? Good. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but one of the things that Lee called me was a folk singer. Do you have any idea what that means? No. Well, let me see if I can show you a little bit what that means. So a folk song is a song that's been around for a really long time. And one of the things that makes it a folk song is that it changes through time, right? But here's the problem. The only way that songs can last a really long time is if one generation teaches it to the next generation. And the ones that we don't teach are the ones that disappear and we never hear from again. So I'm looking at you guys thinking it's your job to teach the next generation folk songs. Do you already know about 50 of them so you can get ready and... I think you know more than you think you do. Let's see, I'm going to test you, okay? If you know any of these songs, just sing them with me. And I'll take 90 seconds and I'll show you, you know at least 5 folk songs, I'm guessing. I may be wrong, but we'll see. You ready? All you have to do, if you know it, is sing it. And if you want help, they'll help you, those guys back there, okay? So if you know it, here's 5 folk songs you're ready to pass on. It's kind of like that game of, what's that game you play when I whisper something in her ear and she whispers it in? Telephone, right? It's kind of like that. Music, folk music has been like the game of telephone. And is the message ever the same at the end? No, same thing with music. So let's see if you know any of these songs. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I. There's one, you guys knew it right away. How about, there was a farmer who had a dog and Bingo was his name, oh. There's 2, you gotta, see, you know more than you think. How about this one? Oh, you're gonna love this one. How about, oh, the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. Oh, the wheels on the bus go round and round, all through. Do you know right now there's over 200 verses that kids your age have made up because they keep adding new ones and new ones. Like, what does the door do? Open and shut. What does the driver say? And move on back. There's 3 songs right away that you guys have in your heads because you know what? Well, let's try this one. How about, she'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. You guys even know some of the other things like whoa back and hi gal and all those things that people sing. Those were added later as that game of telephone worked. This time I'm going to do a song that I won't even play the guitar. I'll just do something with my hands. And if you know this one, start singing it, okay? Here we go. Anybody? See, that's right. What, the spider out. We don't even know the hand gestures, right? Oh, the itsy bitsy spider. Now, I know you guys learned that song when you were little, right? But here's a little secret. When we're the age from 0 to 5, that's when we remember the most stuff we learn. We learn how to walk, we learn how to talk, we learn how to do all this complicated stuff, and we learn our songs. And those are the songs that your mom sang to you, her dad sang to her grandpa sang, and on and on and on. Some of those songs are hundreds of years old, only because we've kept them alive by each generation, passing them on to the next generation. What do you find underneath every tree that's living? Do you know? What is it that goes out underneath the ground, sometimes pokes up out of the sidewalk? The roots, right? So what I'm going to be talking about today is the roots, and how with that solid root foundation, that's where we get the healthy tree, the branches and all the leaves and all the stuff that happens. So that folk music is the root of our music. You want to sing one more together? All right, let's sing. Actually, let's just do that one we were just doing. You guys were singing that so well. Let's sing a couple verses of She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain. You ready? She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be riding 6 white horses. She'll be riding 6 white horses. She'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. And we'll all make chicken and dumplings when she comes. And we'll all make chicken and dumplings when she comes. Oh, we'll all make chicken and dumplings. We'll all make chicken and dumplings. Oh, we'll all make chicken and dumplings when she... I'm sure this verse was added later. And we'll have to sleep with Grandma when she comes. And we'll have to sleep with Grandma when she comes. Oh, we'll have to sleep with Grandma. We'll have to sleep with Grandma. Oh, we'll have to sleep with Grandma when she comes. Do you know what they usually say after that verse? Snore, snore, right? She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. Well, thanks for listening to my little lecture on folk music, you guys. I take the idea of no root, no fruit from a quote by Utah Phillips, the great anarchist, folk singer, philosopher, who said so many great things. But the idea of knowing where we come from is really what so much of art is based on. You know, when you look, I have a picture of my wife's grandmother handing Diego Rivera sandwiches on the scaffold as he was, she used to go visit him all the time when he was doing that. And it is truly one of my favorite rooms in the state of Michigan, so I agree with you on that. But it's all about, you know, that whole mural is just full of the roots of the labor movement, you know, and as we face our unique challenges here in the year 2025, to know where we come from is essential. It's what Utah Phillips called the long memory. He said it was the most dangerous thing in our culture, at least dangerous to those who would rather we forgot. And that's why I love the idea of no root, no fruit, because to lose that connection to the past, you do that at your own peril, right? I was doing just this little instrumental song that sounded a little bit like this. Now, how many of you know what that is? Pachelbel's Canon in D. If I had 3 hours to play for you, I would show you how that chord progression has made probably 1,000 hit songs. Pachelbel wrote that centuries ago. And yet the root of that music continues to permeate throughout the music we do today. That's the way art works. It builds on what came before us. The idea that there is something new, to me, is not true. It's all built, and then it's new, built on that old stuff. And I was just singing, the tune I was playing was, "Today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine," which is Pachelbel's canon in D. Somebody mentioned Phil Oakes. "There's no place in this world where I'll belong when I'm gone. And I won't know the right from the wrong when I'm gone. And you won't find me singing on this song when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here." Pachelbel's canon in D. Right? So I borrowed that idea, no root, no fruit, for this podcast that I started a couple years ago that kind of traces the history of American folk, or all folk music, by doing it one essential record at a time. Because really, the idea is like this. I'm gonna do a little Hank Williams song here for you. All you have to do is when I sing "Mind Your Own Business," you shout it back in rhythm. That doesn't happen that often in a Unitarian church, so I know how it may make you feel uncomfortable. Try it. Why don't you mind your own business? You know, that was actually a little more hostile than I thought. Is there something going on in the world I don't know about? Try it again. Why don't you mind your own business? I said, mind your own business. If you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine. I'll do one verse. If my wife and me's fussing, mister, that's all right. Me and that sweet woman got a license to fight. Why don't you mind your own business? I said, mind your own business. If you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine. So you take this very basic idea of another chord progression. In this case, it's something called the 12-bar blues. It's the same, and I'm telling you, thousands of songs have been built. In fact, American music has basically been built on those three chords and basically 5 notes, right? Jazz players called it the boogie woogie, right? Elvis called it, or 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, right? It was rock and roll. It was rhythm and blues. Like, say, hey, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, tell me what I say. Same 3 chords, same 5 notes. And I could do 9 decades of American music based on that, right? 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. How about play with the rhythm a little bit? Same 5 notes. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. So think of American music as a tree, a big tree out in the middle of the forest. And on this tree are all these different branches, and each branch is a different kind of American music. So it's, you might have a rock and roll branch, a hip hop branch, you might have a jazz branch or a classical branch. But what I like to remind people is that at the root of that tree, just like I was telling the kids, that's where all those branches are connected, right? And you wouldn't have those branches if it wasn't for the root. And you can make a case all you want about how jazz is completely different than country, but I could show you how they were similar. Now, I travel the country with my dear friend, the Reverend Robert Jones, some of you may know. And that's exactly what we teach people all across the country. That if it wasn't for the sharing of this music by diverse people, the D in DEI, name them by name, folks, name them by name. I did a concert the other day and I did a bunch of songs on the subject of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I was shocked when one woman came up and said, "I'm so glad you told me what those letters stood for. I had no idea that's what those letters stood for." Right? That's why they use acronyms rather than words. Right? Because I explained to her, yeah, it does, and it also means disabled people, and it also means, a whole bunch of different things. So we need to use those words. And so the roots of that music. Now, of course, it doesn't take long to figure out that that's a metaphor for the fact that all of us are connected at the root. Right? You can find any differences you want in people in the world, but if you think of it at the root, they're all connected. That they all come from the same source. Whatever name you have for that source doesn't even matter. Or have no name for it at all, doesn't matter, right? And so that's why I think that tree and the musical tree is the perfect metaphor to remind us of that. Because no root, no fruit. So you take one of the oldest songs, I think maybe one of the oldest songs I know is this one. Do you guys know, "The water is wide, I can't cross o'er." If you know it, sing it. "And neither have I wings to fly. Build me a boat that can carry two, and both shall row, my love and I." That's probably where Pachelbel got that chord progression, because that predates Pachelbel, right? So that's how this builds. And just like I told the kids, it's our job as humans to know where we come from and to pass those stories on to our children. More songs have been forgotten than have been remembered. Which ones do we remember? The ones we sing. Simple as that. They don't last very long in a book on a shelf. They last because we share the stories. What stories last? The ones we tell, the ones we perpetuate. So I thought maybe I'd end with some music, a bunch of it, to get you singing, because I strongly believe that connection that music gives us is and art in general, to tell you the truth, is that direct connection to our root, to our source. So let's take an old song and put it together with a new song, which is one of my favorite things to do. And since it's Women's History Month, we'll do this old Union hymn, and then we'll do a song that was written by a dear friend of mine from down in Asheville, North Carolina, by the name of Sarah Lynch Thomason. And I love the fact that she is maybe 32 years old and wrote the second song. Now, the second song has a lot of repetition in it, so even though you don't know it, hopefully you'll know it well enough to sing it with me by the third verse. And I think it's hopeful, and that's what I love. When I hear a 32-year-old woman write a hopeful song about what we're living through, I like to connect it to something old. Step by step, the longest march can be won, can be won. Try that. Step by step, the longest march can be won, can be won. Many stones can form an arch, singly none, singly none. And by union what we will can be accomplished still. Drops of water turn the mill, singly none, singly none. Try that. Drops of water. Drops of water turn the mill, singly none, singly none, singly none, singly none. There are more waters rising, this I know, this I know. There are more waters rising, this I know. There are more waters rising when they find their way to me. There are more waters rising, this I know, this I know. There are more waters rising, this I know. There are more fires burning, this I know, this I know. There are more fires burning, this I know. There are more fires burning when they find their way to me. There are more fires burning, this I know, this I know. There are more fires burning, this I know. Got it? There are more mountains falling, this I know, this I know. There are more mountains falling, this I know. There are more mountains falling when they find their way to me. There are more mountains falling, this I know, this I know. There are more mountains falling, this I know. I will wade through the water, this I know, this I know. I will wade through the water, this I know. I will wade through the water when they find their way to me. I will wade through the water, this I know, this I know. I will wade through the water, this I know. I will walk through the fire, this I know, this I know. I will walk through the fire, this I know. I will walk through the fire when they find their way to me. I will walk through the fire, this I know, this I know. I will walk through the fire, this I know. I will rebuild the mountain, this I know, this I know. I will rebuild the mountain, this I know. I will rebuild the mountain when they find their way to me. I will rebuild the mountain, this I know, this I know. I will rebuild the mountain, this I know. Step by step, the longest march can be won, can be won. Many stones can form an arch, singly none, singly none. And by union what we will can be accomplished still. Drops of water turn the mill, singly none, singly none, singly none, singly none. Oh, thank you. That's the idea. I know, having been in hundreds of Unitarian churches in my life, that there would be no folk music without Unitarian churches. You know that, right? That's where we sing these days. That's where the concerts take place. I know that there's lots of people who practice lots of different ways to ground themselves to the root, to find themselves back into the source, through meditation or through prayer or through whatever you want to call prayer. And I know that there's, I always thought it was interesting that, people practice medicine and people practice meditation and people practice law. But, I play music. The truth is we practice everything, And we can get sometimes a little self-confident about what we've discovered about ourselves sometimes, I think. And then something comes along like, the recent everything going on in our country. And that's where that practice is tested. That's what we've been practicing for, right? It's easy when things are going smoothly. But how do we deal with it when they're not going so smoothly? I wrote this song back in 2017 when I realized that half of my Facebook friends unfriended the other half of my Facebook friends. I don't know if that happened to you. But this false idea that there is a split between us is absolutely opposite of what I'm talking about when I say that we are all connected at the root. And this is a hard thing when we are being told every day that half of us are one thing and half of us are another. Could you love me if I don't look like you? Is it deeper? Is it stronger? Something hidden, something true. If I stare a little longer, will I see myself in you? Could you love me if I don't look like you? Could you love me if I don't think like you? Is it deeper? Is it stronger? Something hidden, something true. If I stare a little longer, will I see myself in you? Could you love me if I don't think like you? This life's a burning candle, and it would be a shame if we ignored the difference between the smoke and the flame. Could you love me if I don't pray like you? Is it deeper? Is it stronger? Something hidden, something true. If I stare a little longer, will I see myself in you? Could you love me if I don't pray like you? This moment is a miracle, so why not find a way to be here and be grateful that we share another day? Could you love me if I don't love like you? Is it deeper? Is it stronger? Something hidden, something true. If I stare a little longer, will I find myself in you? Could you love me if I am not like you? Thank you very much. Appreciate it, folks. I'm always happy to be part of this community. Thanks, Lee.